Hey guys, so today's going to be a little bit of a different video than I normally do. This is going to be a rant, and so if you don't want to listen to a rant, feel free to click off. No need to watch the rest of this. There's a lot of releasing energy right now. There's a full moon tomorrow, depending on where you are. And because this is in Scorpio, I always get a little bit ticked off when this moon goes through this sign. But particularly right now, things have been pissing me off, and this one's been a long running thing that I've always had a rant about. This is just the first time I'm sharing it publicly. And it's this over importance of our thoughts and the diminishing of our emotions. Now, I'm gonna frame my rant so you guys understand where I'm coming from. If you don't know, if you haven't been here long enough, or if you don't know me really personally, I have a background in allopathic medicine, Western medicine, and Eastern medicine. So I've learned holistic medicine, particularly Ayurveda, really well after I graduated from med school and then decided not to move forward with it into residency. I have also done health coaching, and I've done bits and pieces of other kinds of Eastern medicine. So there's a little bit of Chinese medicine in there as well, but I'm not certified in that. Anyway, so I did that because when I was in my third year of medical school and I was in my rotations, I saw how shitty it was. Not just the system as a whole and it costing so much, but it wasn't designed to help anyone. And that really ticked me off because I was naive at the time, but I still hold on to the fact that doctors are supposed to help people get healthy. That is just the general basis, foundation of everything that goes with that. So when you see how the system actually works, and for someone like me, it was just like, okay, no, I can't do this. So I stepped away from it, have not had any problems. And then I go into more the spiritual side and more holistic healing, and then there's another can of worms that opened up on this end where all these people think and look, mindset work is important. I have nothing against mindset work, but your thoughts don't create your emotions create your thoughts. I spent 6 years of my life trying to train my thoughts so that my emotions would be the way that I wanted them to be. And I learned everything under the sun to do that. And I've seen this with people who talk to me in my DMs because of the topics that I talk about. They're just not comfortable doing it in the comment section, or the clients that I've had in the past. They all so focus on the thought process of it that they forget that your emotions is really what you're made up of. Now, again, going back to why I mentioned my holistic background is because whenever I have a question about something, or if there's something I'm not sure about where I stand on it, or I just don't know enough about something, I go back to two things, and they're really the same thing. I go back to nature, planet Earth, and then I go back to the human body. One of the things I've always said, and I've said this especially since I graduated med school and then chose not to go forward with it, was that your body, the human body, is God's greatest creation. There's any number of things happening at the same time, and it's fascinating how everything knows exactly the way it's supposed to work and where it's supposed to go and how it's supposed to do. And granted, we live in a world that tells us that our bodies are always wrong. They're not. Your bodies are not wrong. Your body knows exactly what it's doing, and your body's always fighting for you. It is trying to do its absolute best for you every single second of every single day. That's what its goal is, all right? So when I spent 6 years trying to change my thoughts because I learned the law of attraction, then went even further down that rabbit hole, and nothing changed. Yes, I got control of my thoughts. I'm very grateful for that self-awareness that I gained, but I actually had that already. The law of attraction made me more frustrated because 6 years into working with it, my reality didn't change. It wasn't until I started doing the emotional work and really diving deep and allowing myself to feel, and then letting that work through me was when I actually saw any changes in my physical reality. Now, how does that relate back to your body? You're made of 70% of water. Emotions, as an element, is water. Your thoughts are literally contained between your ears. So you're telling me that 70% of your body is irrelevant versus the 20% that lives between your ears? Not in a million freaking years. Not gonna happen. Not true. Your body doesn't work that way. That's why I ended up using the empath framework that I introduced to you guys a couple weeks ago. I created that I didn't really even create it. It was given to me from source. Like, I had done the work, and then I was like, how can I help other people do what I've done? Because they're stuck too. They're stuck in this loop of convincing themselves that their thoughts are the problem. When you change the underlying emotion, the thoughts will change with it. They have no choice. Your brain has no choice but to get on board with your new emotional foundation. Has no choice. So for anyone who is frustrated right now with doing all this mindset work and really forcing themselves to follow through on the new mindset that they're trying to create and not seeing results, I feel you, and you're not doing it wrong. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. And I think the incompletion of it and the perpetuation of the same thing over and over and over again really makes those of us who are like very connected to our emotions but have been trained to disconnect from them. It's really, really hard to make any progress if you don't make that connection again. So you need to feel it to heal it. All right, your thoughts have no choice but to follow the healed version of you, of your emotions, once you allow yourself to feel the crappy ones. No emotion is good or bad. It's just information. And once you let the dam break, because we all have this wall up and behind it is this water just building up and building up and building up, which is all of these emotions, and some of them not so fun and not so great. And most of them are shit, and it's like being stuck inside of a gutter and then getting dragged. Like, I get it. It sucks. It's totally fine. You cannot move past it until you let the dam break, and then you let the water run through you. You will not die. I promise you that. But you will come out the other end of that brand spanking new and clean. All right. And like I mentioned before, it's a full moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio is what I call the dark and twisty emotions. So there's a lot of this coming up for everyone. Everyone I've talked to, without even mentioning that there's a full moon or anything, I was like, I'm having really weird dreams. And it's not really like stuff I normally dream about. I've gone through this too. Like, it's just stuff that I'm telling you, I was like convinced that I'd already processed it because I don't even think about it. It's not part of my reality. It's not part of my future plans or anything like that. And it came up in a weird dream, but it gave me information, like analyzing the dream afterwards. The fact that I remembered the dream is a whole different ballgame, but being able to look through the dream and being like, oh, I really feel nothing now, tells you that you did your work. All right. So yes, this is a rant. Yes, it's a long rant. If you listened, thank you. But if you're somebody who is like trying like hell to control your thoughts and change your thoughts to be more positive and this, that, and the other, toxic positivity is really just negating the fact that we are emotional beings. Everything we do is emotional. Let yourself feel the shit so you can feel the great. Like, there's great joy and great peace on the other end of that, but you have got to let yourself feel the shit first, and you will be fine. I promise. You are not given anything that you are not equipped to handle. I promise you that. And if you need some help, feel free to DM me. More than willing to help you guys out. All right. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.